only was she Realtor of the Year in her old hometown in California, but she sells a lot of homes.
So 90% of my business actually comes from referrals.
Because if anyone thinks real estate life is easy, it's not.
I really see working with agents not as competition, but as really building friendships to help each other.
But make sure that new agent has a mentor or a team, has a great transaction coordinator. Like, make sure they're not just by themselves. My name is Shannon Gillette, and I'm proud to lead one of the top teams here in Arizona. And when you think of real estate teams, you often see a lot of the team leader, right? But us team leaders would be nothing without the team. And I have started a very special series where I am interviewing our top performing teammates here at the Gillette Group who truly have the top sales numbers. And I'm here with Katie Eaton. Now, if you don't know Katie, you're missing out, because not only was she Realtor of the Year in her old hometown in California, but she sells a lot of homes and she has a lot of special things to share. So I'm so excited for you guys to get to know Katie. Katie, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So Katie, top performing agent, selling and closing homes all the time, mom, wife, involved in your community, part of book clubs. I don't even know when you have time to read all these books. Like, you're doing it all, Katie. So we couldn't do it. We couldn't get out of bed each morning if we didn't have a why. So what is your why? What keeps you going in this very hard business?
Absolutely. So my family is absolutely my why. And I have 2 young girls, and I want to be able to set an example for them, showing them a mom who can not only work, but balance her time and give back and give time to her family. So my why 100% is my husband and children, and ensuring that they have a good life, that they have a safe home, and that we can provide for them.
That's amazing. Yeah, we have to have that why, because if anyone thinks real estate life is easy, it's not.
No.
I mean, especially in this market, like, we're constantly putting out fires. No transactions easy. The cancellation rate's at 30%. We're constantly working super hard, and you're so present as a mom and a wife, and present for your clients, and 5-star review ratings. Like, you get so many referrals from past clients. Like, you're doing it all, and I just want people to know it's not as easy as it looks.
Right.
So if you had to share your superpower as a real estate agent, where you're getting maybe most of your business from, if you had to speak on stage at the biggest real estate conference in the world and teach agents what to do to be a little bit more like Katie, what's your superpower?
So 90% of my business actually comes from referrals. Half of that comes from referrals from friends and family and neighbors, and the other half is agents. So agents referring me business from all over the nation. So I am in a couple of different referral groups where I've built consistent, great relationships with agents all over the US. And when it comes to my friends and family and neighbors, I'm very big on just really taking care of them, keeping in touch with them, staying present, grabbing lunch or coffee every once in a while, praying for them. It's just really staying consistent with the networking and being a part of their lives, whether it's the professional agent life or the friends and family life.
Yeah, you built an incredible referral network. If somebody is looking at getting started in that, where did you find these referral groups?
You know, social media played a big part of it. Of course, being around agents all the time and just finding those who I really like and gravitate toward, and they're just very much my speed, same values, same approach to their business, and building friendships with them. I really see working with agents not as competition, but as really building friendships to help each other, because there is a strong chance we're going to work across from each other someday, as long as we're in the business, right? And finding agents like that and meeting more and more, and then social media coming in and finding different Facebook groups. Facebook was a big one for me, finding these groups of moms, and so many became agents, and then starting our own groups. So making sure that anybody who comes in that group really has the right intentions, and that it's not just somebody coming in and trying to steal ideas. It really is collaborative. And then we just kept building it and building it.
That's amazing. I always say, if it doesn't exist, make it, right? Like, there were years where there wasn't a mom's group at my church. So I started one. Like, if you don't see a real estate agent networking group, maybe start one. And I always say, playing nice in the sandbox is so powerful. Yes. This real estate community is so funny, because there are agents out there that don't understand the power of playing nice in a sandbox. They're making enemies with each other. They're reporting them on their MLS violations. They're rude to them. They're blocking them on Instagram. I'm like, that makes no sense. What happens when your client is writing an offer on my listing and we have multiple offers? Like being just nice to one another, collaborative, it's going to take you further than being enemies. So you do that so well. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. I couldn't even imagine you ever yelling or anything like that. You've been in real estate for how many years now?
11 years in real estate, and I did a few years in mortgage loans before that.
Yeah, so super experienced, many years in the business. What would you say is the biggest myth in real estate?
So I think a lot of people have the misconception that it's easy and you make a ton of money. And I'll be the first one to say that it's absolutely not. And there's so much that goes on behind the scenes that people just have no idea about. And when it comes to the paychecks, some might be pretty, but you got to remember that there are so many things that we're paying for out of pocket all along. And there are times when we are working for nothing until clients actually close on their homes. So that myth, I think, has been a very long-term myth. And I don't think it's gone away. And it's unfortunate because it is not true.
Yeah, for whatever reason, you know, we see the highlight reels on social media. If you're following Katie on Instagram, you see all of her incredible success with just sold, just listed, just broke records, right? They don't understand the hours and days and everything that went in to get that home to closing. And it's why 87% of real estate agents don't make it past their first 2 years. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And you've obviously made it far beyond that 2-year mark. And you're one of the top agents, obviously here on the team and even in the state of Arizona. How do you stand out in a crowded market? We have over 55,000 real estate agents in the Maricopa County. How do you stand out?
I think it's really about being true to yourself and showing that to your audience, letting people know who you really are so that if they feel a pull to you, that they are going to trust you. And I'm really also big on clients they don't want to feel the pressure. It's already hard enough buying or selling a home, and it's a lot of stress. I reassure every client that I work with or anybody I'm talking to who might be interviewing me to see if I'm the right fit for them, they're not going to get pressure from me. I think it's one of the worst things to go in and treat somebody like a transaction when instead I am treating you like a person and I have long-term goals with you. It's all a journey for me. I have a client right now who keeps apologizing, saying, I just don't know if it's the right time, but can you take us to see some homes? Okay, we might rent, but can you take us to see this home? And every time it's apologizing to me for what they say is wasting my time. And I assure them it's not. It's all part of the journey. If they don't do these steps or see these homes or consider rentals, they don't know where they're supposed to be. And it's us working together. So I think there's a lot of agents, or most agents are pushing a little bit more than they should, when instead they should be treating them like people and helping them along the way.
Yeah, I mean, you are so patient, and you, along with everybody on the Gillette Group, we put our clients first. We're often, sometimes I think, wanting more for our clients than they even want themselves, right? Like making sure they're making the right decision, being honest, not telling them their home is worth more than it is just to get their listing. So if you're looking for an honest, very patient agent, I mean, obviously they get that with you 100%. But if you could go back to Katie, who just got her license, what advice would you give Katie?
It's funny you said patience before, because I think you need to be patient with yourself. It is very intimidating getting into this industry where you know there are agents that are known and doing very well, and it's scary. And jumping in knowing that you are making no money and you may or may not have a budget to invest in your business. So being patient with yourself, being yourself, but whatever you decide to put in place, to be consistent with it, because it will pay off, whether that's open houses, door knocking, cold calling, whatever it may be consistent with it, and it will bring you the business. Yeah.
No, that is powerful. I mean, that would be my same advice to a brand new agent. It's like, you can be successful in so many ways in real estate. It's crazy. Like, you're 6 months consistent in hosting open houses, you'll make as much money as a doctor, right? Like, the sky's the limit in this business. It's not easy, but if you are consistent and disciplined, you will see the success and the results. And obviously you've seen all of that and you're super consistent and disciplined. We've sold a lot of homes. I always am curious what somebody's most memorable sale is. I'm sure it's hard for you to pick one, but what's your most memorable sale?
You know, just this past year, I was hosting an open house for my listing, and a very sweet family came through, and we hit it off right away, but they were very adamant in saying, we are really not looking for a house, but we saw the pretty pictures, so we came through. Answered their questions. They told me they've never bought a house that was actually on the market. It was just through word of mouth, through friends or family. And I started talking about off markets with them. And when they gave me a description of what that open house, the house for that open house had, that wasn't a fit for them and what they were looking for instead, potentially, I knew of an off market that I shared with them. And they were, open to it, but said, we'll call you if we're interested. But we're probably not really interested right now. They left. 5 minutes later, the husband came back in, gave me his business card and said, please call me. We would like to see that house today if possible. Within a couple of hours, I took them to go see that home. They fell in love with it. It is now their forever home. And it was all because they met me and I knew of homes that weren't on the market.
Yeah, it's such a great feeling. And we have so many stories of where we know that our clients wouldn't have had that result without us.
Right.
And it's proof that who you work with matters. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, one of the most important decisions you will make is who you hire. And a lot of people feel obligated to use their friend or family member, or they're just looking for the cheapest agent. So what would you say to the seller that's like, hey, I'm just looking for the cheapest commission here. That's all I really care about.
I understand where they're coming from, that compensation is a big piece to their numbers. But at the end of the day, what are they netting? What are they getting at the end of the day? They are most likely needing a certain number in order to move on to their next journey or their next purchase. If you are working with somebody who does not have the negotiation skills to help them get the best price for their next home, then what's the point? If they aren't working with an agent who knows how to market their home in a tough market, then what's the point there too? It's so important to understand that what you pay for is what you're going to get. And there are a lot of discount agents out there right now. I rarely come up against them, and my clients understand my value and they see the results, the proven results that I've had. So they're very trusting in me to get the job done.
Yeah, you got to look at you got to think forward to closing day. What are you netting on closing day? Not what are you paying your agent? Because your agent doesn't make $1 until they sell and close your home. So first they've got to get the home sold, and they also have to negotiate a great deal. And in this market, you have to have the exposure for your home. This isn't the market where you can put a sign in the yard, take some photos, throw their home up on MLS, and just wait for a buyer to find it. You've got to have a really solid marketing plan, and that's what we offer here at the Gillette Group. But what would you say to maybe a home buyer that's like, hey, my friend just got their license and I feel bad for them. They really need the money. I'm just going to have them help me look for a home. What would you say to them?
Right. I've come up against that before, and I've been honest with them. Is your friend or family member, have they been in the business a long time? Are they doing this full time? If we take it another step further, would you trust just anybody to do your taxes or to perform a surgery? Experience is really important, ensuring that they are full-time and in this market and understanding it. This market is changing on the daily, maybe weekly, and I'm updating my conversations with clients all the time that I'm, actively working with. So it's important that they're working with somebody who understands their needs right now, but also how the market is going to fulfill those needs. So consider talking to somebody who is doing it day in and day out, and consider that path instead.
I love that advice. And there's nothing wrong with a new agent. We've all been new, but make sure that new agent has a mentor or a team, has a great transaction coordinator. Make sure they're not just by themselves, because that is very risky, not only for the price you end up paying, but the liability and the legal documents and everything that goes into a real estate transaction. So you've been in real estate a long time. You've been a solo agent. You've been on teams. You've been Realtor of the Year in California, won all these awards, sell all the homes. Why a team? Maybe a lot of people would ask you, why are you on a team? Why not just go out on your own?
Well, I think teams are are different. And where I moved from, or maybe years ago, teams were different too, but being a solo agent for so much of my career, I had to take on so much added responsibility and cost, whether it's fronting the money for photos and videos, organizing different events, making sure that I'm on top of my client communications. And when I moved to Arizona years ago, I wanted a little bit more of a work-life balance, being able to do what I've always wanted, which is sell homes, but to support my family and be with my family. And a team has allowed me to do that. I am getting incredible resources. I mean, I can't even list them all. The list is so long, but there's so much less that I have to stress over or be in charge of because I have other people on our team, or we have the resources like our director of operations, our transaction coordinator, a manager. There's so many different hats to wear in this business, and a few of them just got put on somebody else so that I could be out more with clients, I could be finding more business, and I can also be home with my family.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense, right? There's a lot that goes on in real estate, and you're also offering more for your clients, more marketing, more resources, more client events. I assume we probably have quite a few working moms watching this, whether they're in real estate or some other industry. It's not easy being a working mom. I remember watching my son's first steps on video sitting at my new home sales desk. It's not easy, but we love what we do. What advice do you have for the working mom real estate agent out there that's just drowning?
Right. I would tell them you're doing amazing. I'm very big on supporting other women, and I think there are a lot of other women who feel the same way. Find those other moms for those days that are rough that you can talk to, because I can promise them that we're all feeling it. And remind yourself that you are an incredible mom. You are doing these things for a reason. You're working hard for those kiddos, and we're all in this together. There are days where you just want to give up. Make sure you have a support system in place. Make sure you have teammates or colleagues who understand, and just keep at it. It's only going to encourage your children to be good workers as well.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you don't just work, you don't just focus on your family, but you also have time for your hobbies. And you're sharing it on social media, which if you're not following Katie on social media, you definitely should. And what I see is you're reading a lot of books, which is amazing. How do you find time to read all these books?
I am an avid reader. I am in a book club that meets about once a month. Growing up, honestly, I didn't like reading. My mother always, as a teacher, was encouraging me to read, and I liked books, but I didn't like sitting down and reading them. And in young adulthood, that changed for whatever reason. It became an outlet for me, and I became a faster reader. And so last year, I set a goal for myself of reading one book a week, and I exceeded the goal. And it wasn't easy. I did not set that goal for this year, but it's my downtime. It's my escape, even if it's just for 10 minutes, to allow me to just kind of re-energize. I also started taking up, more audiobooks. Those are tougher for me, but with how often we're on the road as real estate agents, it helped me achieve my goal last year by being able to listen to books as well. So if I'm not reading at home, whether it's before bed or next to my children who are also avid readers, then I'm in the car listening to it.
Yeah, well, reading's important, learning's important. What's your favorite book?
Oh gosh, there's no way I could choose. I mean, absolutely, I really can't. There's so many different authors out there, so many different genres. I do like women's fiction. I like historical fiction. Kristen Hanna is probably one of my favorite authors. But I really, truly can't pick one solid book.
Okay, all right. Well, that's awesome. I mean, any last minute advice or anything you'd want the audience to know about you, or maybe something you wish you knew early on in your career?
I think on your last point, starting in this career is not easy. A lot struggle. A lot don't last past a year or two. Some don't last past a couple of months. But if you do have a true passion for helping people and being surrounded by people, then you could potentially have a passion for this as well. When I was a kid, my mom and I would go to open houses on the weekends. Every other night, we'd go for walks around the neighborhood. We just loved being in neighborhoods and seeing homes and decorations. And that kind of started my interest in real estate. And come college time, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So although you may think houses are pretty and that's why you should go sell homes, it's so much more. So make sure that you have a passion for it if you're going to get
You've got to have a passion or else you won't survive a day.
No.
Yeah, and you have to have a heart for people. You have to care about your clients. You cannot just think of the paycheck because so much goes on. Well, it's time for rapid fire, Katie. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. Okay, rapid fire. Buyers or sellers?
Sellers.
Why?
I love the artistic side of it. So going through and helping clients get their home prepped for market, prepped for photos and videos, the marketing piece to it, getting something pretty out there on social media.
Okay. What's your dream neighborhood to live in?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, there are so many great neighborhoods here. It would be really difficult for me to choose. I would rather just have my dream home with a big piece of land and privacy.
Maybe no HOA then?
No, HOA would be
all right.
wonderful. Yeah.
What's your favorite place to shop for business clothes?
Business clothes. I love Nordstrom Rack, J. Crew, and believe it or not,
J. Crew outlet in Queen Creek.
I saw that. And I mean, good old Amazon every once in a while.
Okay, yes. What's your coffee order of choice?
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I do like a matcha latte.
Okay. Podcast or book?
Book.
I know that was a very dumb question. If you have 10 minutes alone, the question is podcast or scrolling social media.
It's going to be reading a book.
Okay, reading a book. And what's your go-to family dinner on a busy night?
Tacos.
Okay,
Hands down
tacos. Nice.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Katie. Where can the people find you? I assume you want them to come meet you over on Instagram. What's your handle?
Absolutely. I'm on Instagram, Katie Eaton Homes. I hope you come by and see me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think of this series. Is it a good series? I think it is, but leave your comment below. Thank you so much.